Oh, yeah. This is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Countdown Katrina.
Okay.
And we've got January Joel.
Hey guys, what's up?
It is January
It is January.
2025. That
Yep.
means it's time to talk about our favorite horror films of 2024.
Yes.
So today is our top 10. We each have 5 honorable mentions. Didn't quite make our list, but we want to mention.
Mm-hmm.
So strap in and let's jump into it.
Right.
Joel, let's start with your honorable mention. Or wait, do you guys want to do honorables before one? Let's do that.
Before one? Okay.
Yeah.
We can do it that way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're starting
Caitlin
at number
asked
10.
For us to do it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
If Caitlin asks,
Mm.
Caitlin gets it.
All
With
right.
some lists,
so-
I think it's better to do that because we don't know what then we won't know
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
movies didn't
Yeah,
quite
and
make
that
the
gives
list.
me a chance to change my mind if
Yeah,
I'm like, actually,
go
no,
through.
I'll put that back out.
All right. Perfect. So actually, let's go ladies first.
Oh, gosh. That's so mean.
Hey, I think I've started a list of ours
Yeah.
that we did recently, so
That's
it's your turn.
true. That's true.
That is
Your
true.
turn.
That is true. Okay. I'm going to say my number 10 was surprisingly super creepy, and I didn't expect this to be like that good because it wasn't even in the theater. So it's a non-theater movie on a number 10 top
Wow.
10. But the way it was done was really good. Super creepy. Don't know if I'd watch it a whole lot more though. It is Mr. Crockett.
Okay.
Crockett, number
All right.
10.
Number
Davy
10, wow.
Crockett.
Yeah.
It is on Hulu for people that
Yeah.
want to go check it out.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I mean, it was surprisingly good.
Yeah.
And very creepy.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a Mr. Rogers type character
Mm-hmm.
watching the parents from the TV.
Yep.
And if they're not treating their kids right, he will get them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Take their
And then
kids.
take their kids into the TV.
Yeah. So if that sounds
Yeah.
interesting to you, then go check it out. It's on Hulu. All right. Nice pick.
Yeah.
I think our lists are going to be kind of different.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm.
I think so.
All right, Joel. Let's see your number 10.
My number 10 is going to be A Quiet Place Day 1.
Oh gosh,
Oh.
Joel.
I
Joel's
really
a
like
big
this
fan.
one. It actually got me. It did barely make my list, but I had to put it on there because it did get me a little emotional at the end of the movie. So I mean, the fact that it got an emotion out of me,
Sure.
I had to.
Are you not?
I had to.
Is it hard to
put it
get
on
an emotion out of you, Joel?
When we're talking about horror movies, yeah,
Yeah.
they're not meant to get emotions out of people. So
Other than fear, I guess.
other than fear, yeah,
Yeah,
Comfort.
I mean, I feel like
yeah.
there's a good
Yes.
amount of emotion that goes into
I get happy.
horror.
I'm smiling the whole time.
Yeah, I know.
But there was a part that got me a little teary eyed. So I mean, I
Okay.
had to give it to him for that.
Oh,
that
Joel.
reason. So,
All right. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough. It's the prequel to A Quiet Place.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if that sounds
Day one.
interesting. It's been out for a little while. You could probably find it streaming somewhere. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know if it's streaming, but yeah, you can
Probably
rent
rent
it for
it for-
sure.
$3, $4.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, just wait
Mhm.
till it's free.
okay. My number 10. It's really low, and it's only because it's not necessarily a genre I really like, although I really, really liked this movie. And that's Alien Romulus.
Oh,
Number 10.
number 10. Okay.
Yeah, it's low, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be higher on a lot of other, horror YouTube channels, top 10s.
It was higher
But-
on one of my lists. Oh no, it was only an honorable on one of my lists.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's so good, but there's just too many good movies this year where
Ugh.
I
There
feel
are a
like
lot.
last year before, like Alien would have been more middle of the top 10
Mhm.
for me, but this one just had a lot more that I will watch again, or I already
Yeah.
have watched again.
Mhm.
Alien I did see twice, but one of them was a mystery pre-screening, so
Yeah.
um
Got to see it ahead of everyone else.
yeah. I was the first audience to see this movie
To ever see it.
ever. I was one of like 100 people. So, yeah. All right. Number 9, Katrina. Oh, man. Here we go. I can add in some ticking time.
Some like Jeopardy music.
One of the features. It's like a clock.
Oh, nice. Or like crickets.
Okay. I'm just struggling so much with this list. There's so many good movies this year.
There
It is
were.
unfair to make us do only 10.
Some YouTubers do top, or they do a ranking each month for the movies that they
Mhm.
saw in the month.
Mm.
So they rank them each month, but that I feel like that would just be a lot of work for us.
Yeah, I'm making you do more
Yeah.
lists.
I mean, we
But at least you're
could,
prepared at the end of the year. You're like,
I
you
know.
could use that. You could use that like the last movie that we watch of that month. We could rank on that
Yeah.
episode.
yeah,
So that we're not doing a completely different episode just for that. Because there's
Yeah.
what is there like the most 4 movies a month that we actually watch that's new in theaters. So
Yeah.
there's not that many that come
Yeah.
out.
yeah.
All right,
that's
Joel's
probably
getting
true.
on board with this.
That's probably true.
Um,
Because other YouTubers, they see everything.
yeah,
So they're
they're ranking
lists
everything that they
are-
watch in that month.
everything, not just horror. So
Mhm.
That's true.
okay. They
Yeah.
see everything meaning
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Okay. So I think this is the thing. I'm gonna go ahead and say number 9 is another not in theater movie,
Wow.
streaming movie. And I'm gonna do that one as It's What's Inside.
Ah,
Oh,
good
okay.
one. Good
Um,
one.
I
Netflix?
loved that one.
Netflix, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I loved it because it really, to me, like when we reviewed it, we talked about like it was pretty much Talk to Me and Bodies like put together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I love both those movies so
Yeah.
much.
Mhm.
I would definitely watch it multiple times. I'd probably
already
watch I'd probably watch Bodies the most out of all of those just because it's
Those 3.
so much fun.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
so
Good
we'll
pick.
go there.
Good pick. All right, Joel.
All
Number
right.
9.
So there are 2 movies on this list that should be higher because there's 2 that were near perfect movies in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's just how often I'm going to rewatch them, the rewatchability factor for them. The first one for me, number 9, is The Substance.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love
Same with
this
me,
movie.
Joel. I'm at
Number
number 9
9?
with The Substance.
Yes.
Oh, you put it at number 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's such a good movie, but it's hard to rewatch.
Yeah.
I'd rewatch this one over and over again with people that haven't seen it. But yeah, rewatchability, like just by myself, I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
sure how often, but it was a really well-made, really good movie. So
Yeah. For me, the best stuff of the movie is, the message, but just the way it looks, the way it's filmed, the sound, the like zooming camera work and the colors and and then the acting, of course.
Yeah.
It has so much going for it, and I agree. It's one of the more perfect movies
Mhm.
in terms of filmmaking.
Yeah. And acting also. Like it's
Yeah,
it
like
is
those-
Yeah.
those
very well
characteristics.
acted. Yeah.
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 Not. I don't think it was Demi Moore, but the other actress was nominated for a Golden Globe, I believe, for this.
But Demi Moore wasn't. That's
I want to say maybe she was. I don't
because
know.
she's the one that should get the nomination.
She should. Yeah.
I want to
She's the one that
say
carried the
yeah,
movie,
maybe it was her.
but
I don't know, but it was also nominated for Best Picture for Golden Globes.
okay.
So
Okay.
Usually that carries
So
over.
you guys
into
both have it on 9,
Oscars,
huh?
so,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to my number 8.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 8 is Maxine.
Maxine.
Wow.
Maxine.
Maxine.
This is the completion of the trilogy,
Yep.
the X trilogy.
Yeah.
Ty West.
I'll
Mia
tell
Goth.
you, it didn't stick with me the same as the other two. Starting the year out, I expected this to be like one of my very top ones.
Mhm.
I was surprised that I put it as low as I did, and honestly, it was in the docket
Up
for
and down.
for honorables.
Yeah.
Just because it didn't stick with me the same. But it just, I don't know, the whole trilogy has such a place in my heart that I was like, I have to have this on my list.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like because of Mia Goth, because of the trilogy is why it
Yeah.
stayed.
They didn't screw it up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They-
It's still
they
like,
hit it good.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very
I'm
good
still
ending.
happy with the trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay.
there we go.
Number
Number 8.
Cool. All right, Joel. What's yours?
All right. Number 8 for me is gonna be Late Night with the Devil.
Oh,
All
number
right.
8.
Yeah,
number
Okay.
Number 8. Yeah.
Late night.
It was really good. I really liked this movie. I think the ending kind of knocked it down a couple of numbers for me because the end, basically the end scene of the movie has really questionable at best CGI.
Mm,
Yes.
It's not, I don't know, kind of ruined a little bit of it for me. Which is crazy compared, like, if you watch the beginning part of this movie, there's like 10 production companies involved in this movie.
Yeah.
So you'd think between the money that's being,
yeah.
that's money that they could have done better CGI, but no, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, if the year wasn't as good as it is, it would have been definitely higher up in my list. So,
Yeah.
that was one when I saw it, I was like, it's definitely going to be in my top 10.
It was
which
one of the
did make,
first movies of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was in the first couple months. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This is if you don't know, it's on Shudder. I think it might be on something else too at this point. It's supposed to be like an actual episode of a late night TV
Yeah.
show on Halloween, and you know what goes down during the show and behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if that interests you, definitely check it out. It's a good one.
Yeah. Even if it doesn't interest you, go check it out.
Okay.
It was so good.
All right, my number 8. Again, just like The Substance, a more perfect film, but it's not as much of my style of film. So it's going to be Nosferatu at number 8.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
Yeah. Number 8, this year is tough. I changed my list I mean, I started this list in November, early November,
Mhm.
and I changed it so many times and
Yeah.
moved things around. I had like a list of movies that I had to pick from, and I was like, I don't even know where to begin. I liked pretty much all of these movies, and
Mhm.
there were definitely some standouts for the worst.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
yeah.
were a few standouts for the best,
Mhm.
but there were a lot of movies that I liked.
between,
So it was
yeah.
like, how do I place these? It was really
Mhm.
tough. Nosferatu is my, most recent watch.
Mhm.
And I just really liked it, but I don't see myself rewatching it too often. So
Mhm.
that's why it's lower on the top 10, but it still made it. So
Yeah.
that's my number 8.
Okay.
Number 7. So
Number
Katrina.
7. I don't know. This may be kind of like an upset to you or something, but for me, I really liked this movie. I liked the acting. I liked the dialogue. I don't think you liked the dialogue as much, Danny. But I want to watch this movie again. I think it's a thinker, and I think I enjoyed it. And that's Heretic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A lot of people like this movie.
I know.
I like it. I don't think that the conversation was that powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of hated on it.
Yeah. I hated on it a little bit. And I think because so many people are just like, oh my gosh, so thought provoking, and I'm questioning everything,
I didn't necessarily find it
I-
thought provoking, but I thought it was good dialogue. I thought
Yeah.
that they said
Mhm.
it
It's
well.
well written.
And
It is
yeah.
well written.
And Hugh Grant, like,
Yeah, he did a great
you
job.
can't get enough of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna convince people one way or the other with this movie, like at all.
Yeah.
If you have your if you're atheist, this is not gonna convert you. If you're Christian, it's not gonna convert you.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the point of this movie. So yeah, the dialogue was really good. I really enjoyed it, but yeah, it was not. I don't think it was ever really meant to.
It's not a conversion
push
film.
someone one way or
No,
the
yeah.
other.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, because there are a lot of other movies that do have that impression where they're
Mhm.
they have an agenda here that they're trying to
Yeah.
convince you of. And this movie did talk, relatively equally to
Yeah.
talk about both sides. But I didn't even think that the one side was that thought provoking. So maybe I'm
Whatever.
just that convinced on where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Number
7.
All right, number 7 for me is the other one that was a
The
near
other
perfect.
one.
The other one that was a near perfect, which is Nosferatu.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I really liked. I
Proud of
loved
you,
it.
Joel.
I gave it a 95,
Yeah.
and it's 7th on my list. So it's definitely an amazing movie, and I loved it, but it doesn't have that rewatchability for me.
I
That
think I'm going to
would
watch
make
it
me-
more than either of you.
probably.
Well, you did give it the highest score.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't give higher than me, which is like insane because I actually like vampire movies. But yeah, so it's an amazing movie, beautifully shot, great story, great acting. I would highly recommend everyone watch this movie, even if you're not a vampire fan.
Yeah.
These two aren't, and they loved it. So,
Mhm.
But there's just so many good movies out this year that it's hard.
It's tough.
So tough.
So
And that's where I'm.
And the order can change.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
often.
oh, yeah.
Like one day I
Mhm.
might be more in the mood for something and be like, man, I should have put that higher on the list.
Yeah.
yeah,
And then I'll go watch it and I'll be like, man, that could have been number 1.
yeah,
Or
Yeah.
man, why did I have that on my list?
Why is that?
All right, my
well,
turn.
and
Oh, sorry. I thought you were trying to go. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. What number are we on?
We're on 7.
7.
Yeah.
I'm on 7. You're on 6.
I'm on 6.
You're
Yeah.
gonna be on 6,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So Joel was 7 for Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm losing track. We're going off of.
Okay. The next, I would say, beautifully shot, wonderfully acted, just well directed. Longlegs, number
Okay.
7. I liked this one a lot. This one had a lot of hype going into it. I like that it didn't give much away as far as the trailers and stuff. It
Mhm.
was
Mhm.
very mysterious. They did a really good job marketing this.
Yeah.
I thought all the performances were great. I know people hate on Micah Monroe for her performance, but I thought she played exactly what the character called for. So I thought she did a great job. It is unnerving and disturbing, like the motivation of the killer. But you know, Nicolas Cage as a serial killer, a disturbing serial killer at that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I just liked so much about it, and I've
Mhm.
thought of rewatching it recently, numerous times because I did like it a lot.
Mhm.
So I put it above those other ones that I'm not necessarily thinking about rewatching too much.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Longlegs, it stays with you. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
So, number 7 for me.
Nice.
Okay.
Number 6.
Number 6. So this is one that I have been struggling back and forth. Is it this or another one? But so, and that was the thing is part of it was that rewatchability. I was like, how many times do I want to rewatch this? How many times do I want to rewatch the other one? But then I thought about it and I'm like, wait a second. Rewatchability isn't that important to me because I don't sit there and rewatch movies that often. I want one that's going to stick with me. And
Mhm.
this one I think about more often than I think about the other one. So
Okay.
my number 6 is Longlegs.
Okay.
That is
It is
also my
not
number 6.
as
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
it is not as rewatchable
Yeah.
because when I think about rewatching it, I keep thinking about Nicolas Cage,
Yeah.
and he was just so crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if I want to see that again. But then I'm like, that's not my priority.
Yeah.
That's the part that it makes me want to put it on my list is I can't stop thinking about how
Yeah.
uncomfortable he made me.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point.
That scene
So-
with him in the like interrogation room.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. And then when he's in the car and he's like, yeah, I'm like that. Oh my gosh. I can't even get that out of my mind. So, yeah, I have to put that one above the fun.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So there we go. That's why when you said that, I'm like, so, okay, Joel, you're number 6 too, huh?
My number 6 is
Joel and I
is
are starting to agree a lot more lately.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Danny had Nosferatu at like pretty much the same, and
Yes,
like,
but you and Danny have
The-
always
the-
agreed.
yeah,
I'm usually butting heads with you.
Yeah.
Now we're like matching things.
Yeah, with that one, yeah. I mean, Nosferatu, you gave it like 1 score higher than I did, so we pretty much
Yeah,
did
and-
that one too.
Yeah.
I
Um,
don't even know where it is, if it's on my list or not.
Yeah, it's not even on your list.
Yeah.
Highest,
It's
highest
almost
score of the
100,
year.
but it's not on my top 10 list. Yeah. So I mean, there's a couple that we agree on, but I mean, I saw you roll your eyes at A Quiet Place Day 1.
Uh-huh.
So.
Yeah, that's the most
And-
contentious
And I think that
movie,
you're,
I think.
yeah, I think you're gonna have another one on your list that I'm gonna roll my eyes at.
Oh,
man.
I know for a fact. It was on a different list of yours. So yeah, Long Legs. It's a great movie. There was a lot of hype to this movie, and I didn't see it right away. I don't think I saw it in the first weekend it was out. But even then, you know, that there was hype way before it even came out. And so that kind of affected it for me a little bit. But not a whole lot, because it's right in the middle of my top 10 list. And there's more of a rewatchability for this than there were on other ones, but the ones ahead of it definitely more rewatchability for me. It's just a very well acted, just well directed movie, like you mentioned, Danny. And yeah, it was really good. So
yeah, I really like the momentum right now that horror has. It's got a good mix of different subgenres kind of taking over at the same time. You know, we got slashers, we've got these like more slow burn, we've got the artistic ones, we've got the fun, like just throwback, like nostalgic ones. We've got a lot going on right now. And so I think that's why this list is so hard, not only because of the quality, but it's like, what do I like more?
The variety.
Because, the variety is so vast where it's like, you know, I love this one for these reasons, and I love this one for different reasons. You know, so it's hard to compare some of the movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just love where we're at with horror.
Yeah.
It couldn't be a better time. So all right, my number 6 is Maxine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is an interesting one because when we first saw it, I wanted to like watch it right away again. Like I just had so much fun with it. It reminded me of Big Lebowski for some reason. It had like, I don't know, it made me want to watch that movie, which is my favorite movie of all time. So that's saying something. It's just a more fun of the three in the trilogy. And
I think it's colorful, which makes it like Big Lebowski.
Yeah, and it's the LA feel, the detective, like the private detective.
Yeah.
In it, Kevin Bacon. You know, there's a private detective in Big Lebowski, and so yeah, I don't know. It just has some of those vibes. And I've seen it. I think it's streaming now on Max, I want to say. And I've almost put it on a couple of times. And so, yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was going to be higher, though, this year. But there were some surprises. And some I didn't even know about. It ended up getting higher placement.
Yeah, because that was, July when that one came out? So that was like...
Yeah.
That was around the start of like the really good movies, because the early part of the year we had some really bad ones, but like around June, July is when we started getting like really good ones. No, that's when Imaginary came out. And
no, I know. I'm thinking of a movie. And I'm wondering now that you say that, where, if and where this movie ends up.
On my list?
No.
Or
on someone else's. Let's just leave it to how it comes out. All right. Number 5, Katrina.
Number 5 is, for me, is The Substance.
Quite a few spots higher than us.
Yeah, and I do not mind rewatching this movie, honestly. I thought that it wouldn't be rewatchable after the first view.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the first time watching it, I was like, Oh, I'm not ready to rewatch that again. But after the second time rewatching it, I'm like, I could rewatch this. Like this,
Yeah, second
it's-
time made it even more not rewatchable for me.
really, it did the opposite for me. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, yeah. And we rewatched it when we were home.
Yeah.
On our TV.
Yeah.
I think that had an effect. It was, I mean, it's so good, and all of it is just like, it's like just such a crazy movie.
Yeah.
But watching it in the theater was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot. And that was when I was like, I don't know if I want to sit through that again.
Yeah.
But after watching it at home, I'm like, yeah, I'll watch that again.
Okay.
So it was good. And the
really
story,
good. It's on all three of our lists.
yeah.
So
Yeah. The meaning behind it. Oh,
yeah.
so good, guys. Go watch it.
No,
Even
yeah.
if you don't want to watch it, go watch it.
Go watch it. Force yourself.
Yeah.
Don't close your eyes. Don't skip it.
Yeah,
Nope.
exactly. You gotta watch it.
All right. Joel.
I kind of chuckled to myself when you said your number 6 because my number 5 was also Maxine.
Ah.
When you
Oh,
said yours, I was like, okay, like we're basically doing the same ones now.
Yeah.
yeah, I
um,
know.
But I mean, that's what happens when you have really good movies coming out. Like it's not only gonna be on, the same lists, but there's a possibility it could overlap with other people's. And this is the perfect movie to be in like the middle spot for
Yeah, I
me
think so.
because it's really good. Like it probably has, I don't want to say that. I was going to say the most rewatchability of the trilogy, but I think the first one has that for me. It's my third favorite of the trilogy. But in a trilogy that's like a perfect trilogy.
Yeah,
me.
it
Yeah.
really is.
Third something has to be third place. So
Yeah.
I just think that's a really good movie, and I'm all for it if he keeps doing it. Keeps making movies in this universe. I would love a Pearl 2 with her and her husband as like
Yeah.
teaming up
Yeah.
against,
Oh my gosh, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
because the
Yeah,
way it ended, like
Yeah. I'd be more interested in that than I was for Maxine.
Yeah. Yeah. More
Mhm.
Pearl is,
Yeah.
you can't go wrong with more Pearl.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I could see like them two kind of battling, like, because he doesn't want her to stay on this path, but he loves her. And,
Yeah.
I could see some really good family dynamics, storytelling.
yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, I would hope for that as well.
that would be really cool. Give us
All
more
right.
in the universe, as long
Number
as it's
5.
in
Number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta have the quality. Number 5 is Abigail.
Okay.
This is one of the more fun movies of the year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I really, really like the writing here. I thought each character had their own little personality, and some of them were kind of funny.
Mhm.
Melissa Barrera, she does great in this.
Yeah.
The little girl, she's
Abigail.
amazing. Abigail, yeah. She's super cool. I think some of the choreography with some of the fight scenes are great.
Mhm.
I liked the story. I didn't think that there was gonna be much of a story, but
Mhm.
the motivations of the characters come into play a little bit, and I thought,
Mhm.
okay, this is cool. I wasn't expecting to see too much of that. I thought it was just gonna be a fun, over the top movie, but it
Yeah.
had more depth to it and had more to enjoy than I thought it
Yeah.
was gonna have. Saw the
I was
trailer
told-
for this for months and months
Mhm.
before it came out, so I was just
Yeah.
ready for that to be done
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah.
I wonder how much I would have enjoyed it if we didn't know that she was a vampire.
I know. That's
I don't
what
know how they
killed
would have
it for
marketed
me.
I don't know. Yeah, marketing wise would have been really hard
Yeah.
to get people in theaters to see a
Yeah.
movie that they don't know that that's like the big thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how you market
But
that.
we don't. Yeah. But the thing is the movie almost goes like for a decent amount of time
Yeah.
without anybody knowing that she's
Yeah.
a vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like
Imagine
that could have been
how
a good.
how cool of a
Mhm.
twist that would have been
Yeah.
if we hadn't known that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's what I kept thinking about.
Yeah.
Ugh, yeah.
So I mean, besides that, it's really fun.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Streaming as well. You can find that
Yes.
somewhere.
It's got to be somewhere. I heard that because Ready or Not and Abigail are both like Radio Silence movies, that this is actually in the Ready or Not universe.
Oh.
So that they could bring in Abigail, because they're doing a Ready or Not 2.
Yeah.
That they could bring in Abigail into that movie.
Okay.
Which at first I thought it was kind of stupid, but I was like, okay, well, Ready or Not has like the devil. Like it already has like these like supernatural stuff in the universe. So being in a universe that vampires exist in isn't like that far fetched. Like so I think that'd be kind of fun.
As long as they keep the same like tone and everything.
Yeah.
You know, then you know you can throw in stuff like that. Maybe throw in Van Helsing or something. And
I'm getting too crazy.
Okay, so Ready or Not and Abigail, like I always thought that they were like so similar.
Yeah, same.
The
same
feel,
team.
yeah, and just the like the color of it, the feel of it, the end of it, like all of it.
Yeah,
goes.
Yeah, I want to watch Ready or Not again.
Yeah,
I've only seen it once.
Yeah,
that'd be a fun.
That was a really fun
rewatch.
Movie. Yeah.
Yeah. So I heard like it was like an interview or something with one of the creators of Radio Silence, or one of the Radio Silence guys, saying that it's in the same universe. So it would be really cool to see Abigail. They have to do it fast because Abigail as a vampire will stay the same age, but the actress is not going to stay the same age. So
yeah.
That's the problem with child actors is like, they grow up pretty quick.
Yeah. All right. Number 4?
Number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4. Katrina.
Okay. Number 4 for me is Nosferatu.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Pretty high. Okay. If this other movie is going to be higher, the other movie I'm thinking about, this is, I don't know. It's gonna be kind of crazy.
It's so fun to leave you in turmoil. I will say that, and this is kind of cheating right now, but I will say, like, I showed that expression with Abigail because that was, remember I was saying like between Longlegs and a fun movie.
Oh.
That was the one that got booted.
Oh.
Because Abigail's the fun one.
Yeah.
That I would totally want to watch and whatever. But Longlegs stuck with me more.
Yeah. 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 I do kind of like forget about Abigail a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until I see her.
Until you're like, okay, what movies did we watch this year?
Ballerina.
And it's like, oh yeah, Abigail.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Nosferatu, so good and just like blew me away. I just so expected to hate this movie. I was like, I'm done with my list. I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Like we were like, should we do the list before we watch Nosferatu? And I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem.
It's not gonna do anything to me.
Doesn't affect me at all. And now it's higher on my list than it is on your guys's. And I'm ready to go watch it before it goes out of theater again.
Well, it's because of rewatchability. This movie should be in the top 3. At like this and The Substance should both be in the top 3. If we're
and I have them both above
of
you guys. I guess I can stomach a little more than you guys nowadays.
It's maybe, yeah. It's just the other ones are just like more fun and more rewatchable. And,
Just depends on what's important to you.
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
a list like this, you know.
All right, Joel.
All right, number
Number
4
4.
for me is Heretic. It has been said before.
Heretic. Nice.
Heretic. Yes, I love this movie. I
Okay.
thought it was really
Okay.
good, very well acted. Like Danny was saying, like it's not, you know, the writing is really good, but the material is like it's kind of whatever. It's just like I was saying, it's not gonna move you one way or the other. But I thought the story was really well done. It does go a little bit off the rails at the end, but for at least the first half of it is like it's amazingly done.
Yeah.
So I thoroughly enjoyed this movie a lot.
Yeah, I think even like the first 80%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the last part, last
Yeah.
act or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's a very
Glad-
well received movie. So yeah, go watch that one.
It's on 2 of our lists so
yeah.
far.
Yeah. It's
See.
I doubt it's gonna be in this
I
top
know.
All right, my number 4, probably the biggest surprise of the year.
Okay.
Late Night with the Devil.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 4. I think we may have mentioned it in the anticipated
I mentioned
films.
it.
I think yeah, and I feel like it was described differently. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting it mixed up with other because there
Yeah,
was
who
like
knows?
a movie that was coming out that was like a live exorcism or something that was like
Mm-hmm.
supposedly
Oh, yeah, that
on
was
TV.
supposed to
Yeah,
that was a different movie that was supposed to come out, but
yeah,
I didn't hear anything about that one.
yeah.
So
Anyways, this one was a Shudder movie that went to theaters, select theaters, and just it was creepy. I was a little bit on edge with some of the like hypnotism stuff. I really liked that they had like a skeptic on the panel of people.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the like medium, I think is what he referred to himself as.
yeah.
I liked the behind the scenes stuff. I
Mhm.
loved how it was filmed. I liked the story. Like you, Joel, I think the one negative is that it just didn't look great for those few minutes.
Mhm.
And I like the way it ended. It kind of is ambiguous. It kind of
Mhm.
makes you think about, okay, what does that mean? What
Mhm.
was really going on during this portion of
Yeah.
time? The part of the movie where it's like he was hypnotizing the entire crowd and the like viewers at home, that was pretty
Yeah.
cool. That was pretty cool. Because that got really crazy. It was
Mhm.
like, what the
Mhm.
heck?
Oh
This
my
movie
gosh.
is taking
Yeah.
a turn.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really, really cool. So,
I'm not sure how he was
You can
able to
stay with me.
hypnotize like the people, because they were like the main people were standing behind him when he was doing his
Yeah.
hypnotist thing. So I'm like, how are they being hypnotized? Like I can see the
Yeah,
crowd
you
being
can't
hypnotized
see-
because they're in front
yeah.
of you, and like everyone watching on television, but like they're all behind you. Like how are they
Yeah.
being hypnotized? But
Yeah. Well, and I didn't even mention the like main thing. They had a girl on
Yeah.
who was supposedly possessed.
Yeah.
And so
Mhm.
that's like the main
Mhm.
draw for the
Yeah.
film is she possessed? You know, is she
Mhm.
not? And
Yeah.
the skeptic's like, let's check it out. Let's prove it.
Yeah.
And that
So
actress did a really good job being very, very creepy. Like
Yeah.
just by
Oh, yeah, she
looking at the
did.
camera
Just
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything she did.
and like calling the host like by his name.
Mhm.
Like just little things.
Oh my
like
gosh.
that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the way she'd say it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It is a really good one for sure.
Yeah. It's on Shutter.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Okay.
Katrina.
Okay.
Number
Three.
three.
Number 3.
Top 3.
This movie had me this movie just, I loved the way it was filmed. I loved the style, and it had me confused. I like being confused. I like when I don't guess right away.
Mhm.
I think we even talked about that you guessed things
Mhm.
before I did. So
Mhm.
now you're knowing what movie it is. So this is Strange Darling.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Oh,
did.
Joe.
I know. I know.
What's
And that
his
actress
name?
is in Fall the House of Usher, which you guys haven't
Oh.
watched.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
we still have
she's
to
really
finish
good.
that.
Yeah.
We've watched some. We just
Yeah.
haven't
Mhm.
finished it.
I think we have to restart it.
Yeah,
when
I think we
find
do.
it, 'cause it's been quite a while.
Yeah. I do remember the last episode we watched.
Okay.
It was crazy.
But yeah,
Okay. So yeah, it's so good. It's so good. I love like Quentin Tarantino style, and it really reminds me
Mhm.
of that. And because like the plot is all gapped up. It's like part 6 and then
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
Yeah, it starts at like part 6 or
Yeah.
something, and then the next scene is, or the next part is part
1
3 or
or-
1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very
Yeah.
out of order.
Yeah, it's all over the place, and then
Yeah.
you're like, okay, wait, but
How
we
did they
know
get there?
this is gonna happen, so what is, you know,
Yeah.
and you don't know who the actual like villain is.
Yeah.
And I love that I did not guess things
Yeah.
correctly. I was trying to guess stuff all throughout, and you know, we're like whispering to each other and like trying to figure it out, and nope, I didn't have it. I love when I get tricked. So
all right. Number 3 has not been said yet. So it's interesting.
hey,
But I guarantee it will be said at some point, and that is Terrifier 3.
3.
T3.
T3. This was a really good movie. I think when we reviewed it, I think I liked this one more than 2. But I think I probably like 2 a little bit more now. It's just, this is the first one I saw in theaters. The other
Oh
2,
yeah.
the other one wasn't in theaters in my town, my city. So I wasn't able to watch it in theaters, and there's something about, I think I did watch it once when it came out on to rent. I don't think it's streaming anywhere right now.
No.
But the whenever he would kill someone, you just like hear like, it's just the booming effect of like an axe going down on someone, or especially like that beginning part was a lot in theaters. You just like hear that constantly. And it got to a point where I've never felt this way about like any other killer, like Jason or Michael or Freddy, where I'm just like, okay, I need him to die. Like this is getting ridiculous, and he needs to die like immediately. And it got to a point where it's like I kind of liked the scenes away from Art a little bit more than scenes with him, because it just, every scene with him was just like a lot. It was and yeah, I don't remember, I don't even think I felt that way about the second one.
Yeah.
But it was just something about him. It was just meaner, I think, in this one.
Oh yeah.
It was
Yeah.
in the other 2.
Yeah,
He was
less
more
comedy.
demonic.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
this.
And so like I really liked it. I think I hope, well, they're going to make another one, but it's going to be interesting the direction that they go for the 4th one, because
Yeah, it is.
she's going to be saving her. She's going to be saving somebody.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they're going to do as far as like, is it going to go too far over?
Yeah.
Like, or is it gonna stay relatively grounded? I mean, we're already dealing with like demons and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
for some people, it's already not grounded, and he's already like an undead presence. He's already
Yeah.
died multiple times in this franchise. But are they gonna push it too far?
Yeah.
Where they go?
Are they going to go to hell, and that's going to
Yeah.
be like the setting of the fourth film? That would. How's that going to look?
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, at least they haven't gone to space yet.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
That's when you know they've gone too far.
Yeah. I kind of hope that because he was saying that if he's able to fit everything that he wants to in the next one, that 4 is going to be it. But I feel like there's still more to the story that hasn't been told. That I feel like cramming everything into one movie might be too much.
Yeah.
So I feel like I wouldn't mind going to Terrifier 5. Like,
yeah.
Going past that might get a little crazy, but I think 5 is a good spot to end your like if you're telling a full story.
Yeah.
Don't go too far. Don't go too many.
You don't want him to rush the 4 and try to fit too much in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What I hope doesn't happen, and probably will happen, is Damien Leone, David Howard Thornton, like they might leave the franchise.
Yeah.
And then someone comes in and gets a hold of the art character and then continues the franchise. Kind of like what happens with all of these slashers.
Yeah.
They end up getting, new directors and new actors, and then they continue, and usually it's not like
when you get a Terrifier ends.
Yeah, Terrifier ends.
And I mean, David Howard Thornton wasn't
different killer
already. Wasn't the original art.
Yeah,
so.
he wasn't. Yeah, that's true.
So he's already taken over for somebody else. But
yeah,
and I don't think Damien Leone was involved in that All Hallows Eve, like the short. Like
that was his.
Before.
That's his short, isn't it?
Yeah, he did all of those. Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like I don't know. I think he owns the rights to.
Oh yeah, he created the character and everything.
You'd have to. I would sell it for like $1 billion if someone wanted. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine all that he's getting from the merch and everything.
Yeah.
I know it's blown up.
It's so popular.
Yeah.
Okay. My number
that's
3.
Number 3.
Yeah. My number 3 is It's What's Inside.
Oh, okay.
I watched this one twice in like 2 days. It's a mind bender. I liked it. It's I like the way the story unfolds. I like the fast pace aspect to it. I like the twist. You kind of predicted the twist. I did not. So I really liked that. And it's just fun. And this is a direct to Netflix movie.
Yeah.
They've had a couple of good ones this year.
Yeah.
Carry On. I'm gonna bring that up anytime.
I need to go watch it.
Yeah.
He'll stop talking about it.
Yeah, there you go. Whatever motivates you to watch it. But yeah, It's What's Inside. If there were like, I guess 3 movies, my top 3 that I had to recommend to anybody from this year, it would be It's What's Inside is one of them.
All right.
Yeah. And it's probably not one that a lot of people have seen because it's just on Netflix. I don't think it was even like a top movie.
It didn't show up on like. It did just this last couple weeks. It started showing up on the little ads.
Yeah, when it first came out, I don't think it was really ranked. Maybe it was in like on Netflix,
Yeah.
When it first came out. Usually the new ones are the ones that get the advertisement as like number 1 ranked or whatever. But yeah, it took a while for this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2.
My number 2 is probably one of the ones that have gotten the highest rating for me, my highest grade for me on our whatever scaling thing
Mhm.
on our reviews. And so it's no wonder it has to be up high.
Even higher than Nosferatu.
And high, I think it got a higher score than Nosferatu.
Really? Oh, okay.
And that is Late Night with the Devil.
Wow.
I absolutely loved this movie. Loved how it was filmed. The feel that you got watching this movie was just, it was so cool.
Mhm.
It was so cool. It really did feel like you were watching a late night show. Like you forgot that this was not an
movie.
actual,
Yeah.
like it really felt like it was like, oh my gosh, how did they get a hold of this film? Like, and how did, you know, like,
So,
how did it
yeah.
feel watching this live, actually watching,
yeah.
you know? Like,
Well, he had his little like stooge like guy, you know, like the little jokester guy that's off to the side.
Oh
just like
yeah,
all
the
other
juju,
talk shows.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, it was so
Yeah.
good. And
Yeah.
then, like you said, I mean, you talked a lot about it already, but the behind the scenes, you know, all of the different aspects to this movie and the color and just, oh my gosh, I do agree. The end, that CGI that you talked about, I remember talking about that when we first watched it. Like that was like so
What was that
off.
about? It wasn't necessary.
And
either.
it was like it was like it makes me think of like when in The Big Lebowski, when they have like that one scene that is like just like a cartoony scene. It makes more sense in that because he's like on a trip or whatever, you know. And like in
that musical
Beauty and
number.
There's a few
me.
scenes where he's like flying on the carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and then like in Beauty and the Beast, when like the dishes are dancing, you know, it's like, why add these little things in when it's like you're making a great movie and then you had this one scene. Whatever. But there we go. Late Night with the Devil. Go see it.
It's on all of our lists.
It is.
Yep.
A lot of these are on all of our lists.
I know. We have a very similar list.
I thought we were going to have some differences in there.
Yeah, I think that the honorables will be quite different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they will be. All right.
Number two. Someone's not going to like be happy about this one.
Oh gosh.
Number 2 on my list.
Ahead of Terrifier.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is Alien Romulus.
Okay.
Nice. It's a great movie.
It is. It is a great movie. And
if you want to have a headache.
Sorry that Earth isn't mentioned once in the movie. That's our biggest gripe about the movie is Earth is not mentioned.
Where is Earth?
They don't even care. Talk about it. Anything.
I thought the kills were really cool. That it had a lot of tension and a lot of like atmosphere in the movie, and it pays homage to the first 2 Alien movies, which I think is really cool. And even like, because Alien 1 is more horror, Alien 2 is more action. They did a good job with like blending the two in this one. And yeah, it's definitely one of the best Alien movies. I think I've seen all of them. But yeah, I would probably say it's the third behind 1 and 2.
I was going to ask you where you would put this. I would put it at number 1. I'd say it's better than 1 and 2.
It's way more modern than the other 2.
Maybe that's why I would say that, but I think the blend of the 2 genres is why I like it the most.
Yeah.
I loved Alien 2 though. Oh, that was cool.
Alien 2 was really good.
Or Aliens is what it's
called. Aliens. Yeah.
They were all snooze fests to me.
You didn't even watch them.
I tried to watch at least
one. You tried
one
to
of
watch
them.
the first one.
You may not fall asleep during the second one. Who knows?
Yeah.
Aliens, because it's
Pretty
more
fun,
action. We don't
I
even see
fell
an alien
asleep
in the
during
first.
the Romulus one.
We don't even see an alien in the first movie for like a good hour of it. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie a lot, and I hope that they continue with. I mean, it's got to be with Fede Alvarez, the director of this one, because he did such a good job, and that's like atmosphere is what he is like known for, making horror movies. So
Yeah, people talk about this.
yep.
Okay.
A lot of people talk about.
Good job, Joel. Good job. All right, my number 2 is Strange Darling.
Yes.
Oh man, I really need to watch this movie.
Yeah, you do.
I have to redo my list if I do.
It's probably the most like underseen.
Mhm.
Like the ratio is so crazy. Like the amount of theaters it was in versus the quality of the movie. It's just so unbalanced.
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous. And it's not like it's a big budget film, I wouldn't say. Like it's I would say it's pretty, I mean, not, I wouldn't say low budget, but it's not like there's a ton of effects or different settings than, all this music or whatever. It's, it's pretty grounded in reality, not anything fantastical going on.
Yeah.
It's just the way the story unfolds.
Oh.
And it's not, sometimes these types of movies can be like very straightforward, and then it's like, oh, let's just break up the placement and then call it a masterpiece because we just made it confusing and now we're brilliant. This movie was intentionally like this. Like, I feel like they didn't have a full story and then just cut it up and place it in different spots. They went in with the idea of telling it out of order.
Yes.
And they made it intentionally like that.
Don't give away too much because he hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
So that's all I'll say.
Did you guys review that one when it came out?
No, we talked about it in the Leftovers episode.
Yeah,
we did. But yeah, it's a really good one. I don't know that you can stream it other than renting at this point.
It's worth a rent, though.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Can you buy it?
You can probably buy it.
You can probably buy it. Yeah, if you can rent it, you can probably buy it.
Go buy it. Buy it, Joel.
Both the actors, the leads, they're really like the only. I mean, there's other characters, but they're
but not many.
The only ones that really matter.
Yeah.
They do amazing.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
And you question both of their motives.
It's like, it's so good.
Why is he acting like that? Why is she acting like that? I don't get it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those types of movies.
It's funny. I first saw her in the Scream TV show because she was a main character in that for like the first 2 seasons of that show.
Huh.
Yeah, and Kyle Gallner, he's done several horror movies. Like we talked about him
this year.
Times. Yeah, just this year alone. Too. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's the guy in the beginning.
He's the opening. He was he was in Smile 1. So
the Survivor.
They brought him in.
Oh, okay.
And he was
okay. The yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He
That's
was in Scream 2022. He's in the Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Yeah. He's been in a
all
lot
right.
of stuff.
Okay. Number 1.
Yeah, so we have to do our honorable.
Oh yeah, honorable time. Just do them all.
Okay.
Each of us.
So here is the thing. The first thing that I need to honor, and it is, I'm gonna cheat a little bit because I might have a little more than 5 honorables. But I have to say this because I have to get under your skin, Joel.
Oh, okay.
Here it is.
This movie was worth mentioning because it actually was a very good movie and just needed to come out during a different season. And then you would have been like, wow, that was a good movie. And I want to see it again and again. And I can't wait for summer to watch it again. And that
I didn't even watch it this summer.
I know. And I have thought about it. I've thought about, oh my gosh, how did I not watch that in the summer? Nice one.
Yeah.
It was so good.
I figured
did
it was going to be an honorable mention for you.
Yeah. I wanted it to be on my list. I like so badly, but the main reason I wanted it on my list was to piss you off.
Well, I mean,
lists.
Because yeah. Sometimes I want to get a reaction. But then it was like, no, there were too many good movies. Like all throughout the year, I'm like, I'm putting that on my list. I'm going to get it on my list. And then it's like, man, we got so many good movies. I couldn't, with the right conscience, put it on my list.
Good for you.
It is, but it is worth mentioning. It is much better than Joel gives it credit for. So, that
maybe
is
to rewatch it again. I mean, it's terrifying for like a short story, but
yeah,
because that's what it was before. But it's like that's the issue with short stories is they're like maybe 10 minutes long, and you have to spread that out into like at least 90 minutes. Like it just I don't know.
Yeah,
a lot of times it doesn't work very well. But
yeah. And I will say, like the first time I watched it, I liked it, but he hated on it a lot, and I had to like justify it. And the more I had to like justify it, I was like, okay, now I have to see it again and see if like
we watched it
truly
twice
believe
in
it.
theater.
And
that's right.
And then we watched it again, and I was like, no, I like this movie.
That's right.
And I think that I got you to like it more.
I think I liked it a little more on the second watch.
Yeah, because his character,
once I knew what I was going into.
Yeah. Well, and his acting seemed really like bad acting, but I think it was meant to be that way for the character. So anyway, once you can get past that, the other one, well, I already told you that I wanted to put Abigail on my list, but I had to go between that and Long Legs. There's just too many good movies. And then the other ones that I wanted to mention, Never Let Go. I really was more impressed with this movie. I was not looking forward to this movie either. Just because it just seemed like, okay, we've gotten this kind of story. And I don't know, the trailer was like overplayed. It was just like, ugh. But
that's what happens when we go to the movies so often.
Yeah, I know. But the experience was so fun, seeing the early viewing, and they gave us the little goodie bag and stuff of our survival kit. And that was so fun. Stream was so good. And a low budget, like, you know, who is it?
It's the Terrifier.
It's Damien Leone.
He didn't direct it. He did the effects for it.
Okay.
But it's like one or two of the producers of the Terrifier films directed it.
Okay. And then stop motion.
Oh yeah.
So good.
You really like
that
one.
I really liked that one. That one was hard for me to not put on my list.
Yeah, nice.
So that one was really good. And then I have to mention Trap. This one, while there are so many like stupid plot holes and like conveniences and whatever, the feel of the movie, we came out of that movie, all of us, just like, that was so fun. It was like we just went to a concert. It was so fun. I have to mention it. It was really a fun movie.
And you know, it wasn't on my list. Spoiler, it's not an honorable mention, but it's a movie that I will rewatch. Like, I actually have put it on again. I didn't finish it, but I just kind of wanted that experience of the concert, but also his like dodging and stuff. Even though a lot of it is stupid, doesn't make sense. It's still,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the acting, the dialogue, just something about it is like fun
It's so
in
fun.
a like
Mhm.
weird way.
Yeah.
It's hard to really put your finger on it.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's like partly we went and saw it with our daughter and like
Yeah.
she had so much fun with it. And then when we came out, we listened to the soundtrack and
Yeah.
like it was like, man, that was so fun. And
Yeah.
so yeah. All right.
All right.
There
Yeah.
we go.
That one may have made my list if I saw it in theaters, because
Yeah.
the whole like concert experience, I think definitely adds to your theater
Mhm.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I enjoyed. I didn't think that it was like some people were saying M. Night just giving his daughter like
Yeah.
basically, forcing people to see her concert or something like that.
Yeah.
It didn't feel that way to me at
Yeah.
all.
I didn't feel like that.
But yeah, it's not an honorable mention for me either. But that just like shows how good this year was for horror. Like
Yeah.
an M. Night
Yeah.
movie doesn't make anyone's top 10 lists, which
Yeah.
I mean, he is hit or miss. But
Yeah.
I
mean,
I will
Old, I
always-
think, was on one of my worst of lists.
Yeah.
yeah.
Didn't Knock at the Cabin from last year. That was him.
That was so
Yeah.
Trap this year. Like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
might be kind of on a decent run
Mhm.
right now. I'm
Yeah.
sure he's got one coming out in 2025 that we don't know about yet. but
Yeah, we didn't talk about it. I don't know.
maybe not. Maybe he's helping his daughters.
But yeah.
Yeah.
They have
Well, unless he
stuff
has
going
another
on.
concert movie going on.
Yeah, Trap 2.
Yeah.
Trapped
Trapped
again. All right. So what are your honorables?
Okay, so my honorable mentions. One of them, I had to give it to Lisa Frankenstein.
Okay.
enjoyed it.
I wanted
I
to put
enjoyed
that
it.
on there too, but
Yeah.
you wouldn't let me put more than 5.
Well, I was able to fit mine in there for honorable mention. I got 5. Another one is Blink Twice. I actually
Yeah.
enjoyed this one. The Story of P. Diddy.
Man, I didn't connect that. Oh,
Oh my gosh. I couldn't.
Channing Tatum's like, I've been to one of these parties. Let's
Yeah.
see the movie."
Yeah. No, I couldn't put this on any list because oh gosh, talk about hard to watch. No way. No
Yeah.
way. I don't even want to see the cover to it. I don't want anything to do with this movie ever again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, sometimes
Ugh,
horror's
why are you
supposed to be
talking
hard
about
to
it?
watch, and it's supposed to be hard to see sometimes.
yeah. That's where I
That's
draw
the
the
real
line.
horror of it.
If I had known, I would have never watched it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Another one is Salem's Lot, which was,
Oh, okay.
I thought that was a fun movie. Another vampire movie. We've gotten
Yep.
3 vampire movies this year alone, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But this one was supposed to be out like years ago, so
Yeah.
they finally released it. And the other two should be on my top 10 lists, but they're on here because they should be on here. And one of them's Immaculate.
Contradicted yourself.
No, I'm saying it should be on. It should. I'm talking about it, and I'm.
Oh. They
It should be on
your
my top 10
That's
but
why
it's an
they're
honorable
on here.
mention.
Okay.
because they're
because they should be an honorable. No.
because they should be in a top 10.
Okay. I got you.
And they're similar. They're very similar.
Immaculate.
It's Immaculate.
Nice.
And the
You never
first
saw
Omen.
that one.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. First
And
Omen.
First Omen.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
Yeah,
very
I had thought
similar
about
stories,
those.
but
Well, I had thought about First Omen.
Yeah.
And I
I never
thought
see
I wondered.
Immaculate. I wonder
I never saw
if
it.
you'll like that one.
Yeah.
It has a very controversial ending.
Oh.
yeah,
okay.
it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was my top 5.
All right.
How about
Cool.
you?
Alright.
I can't remember. It was so long ago. Did you have Abigail on your top 10?
No, he didn't.
No. That may or may not even make it to my top 10. I don't know.
Wow, it's not honorable
We'll
or
see.
top.
We'll see.
I don't know. We haven't gotten to his number one, and
Oh,
he doesn't have
yeah.
Terrifier 3.
Oh yeah, we haven't even done number one.
Yeah,
yet.
and you're like
Sorry,
we all
I'm
know what
asking
our
too
number
many
ones are.
questions. I'm asking too many questions. Okay, my honorables. First one, I'm gonna mention because I forgot to mention in the leftovers.
Oh yeah, so he's
episode.
cheating
Oh,
too.
yeah.
And it probably wouldn't have made an honorable mention, but I do want to talk about it because it's really cool. It's a YouTube movie. It's called Milk and Cereal.
Oh,
And it's a found footage type of movie. It's about a group of like college guys, and they have a YouTube channel where they prank each other. And so that's what they're filming, basically. And it starts out with this prank that really pissed off one of the roommates. And then it's like things start to kind of get strange with behavior between the different guys. And then you learn about one of the characters, and it's like it gets kind of crazy. And what's so cool about it is it's free on YouTube. And it's made by YouTubers. And I believe that is what they do on their YouTube is they prank each other. So they made what they do into a horror film.
wow.
And so go check it out. I hope that, whoever was a part of this team, if it's just those guys or, if it's just one or two of them, whatever it is, I hope that this movie gives them recognition to be able to make a full, this is full length, but like a fully produced movie. Because it was really, really good. And I heard about it on like Instagram or something.
Oh, I thought the kids told you about it.
I had already watched it before then.
Oh, okay.
And then one of our kids sent me the same reel that I saw. And I was like, yeah, I watched this. We got to watch it together because it was so fun. And we haven't watched it. But
yeah, so I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
yet.
you haven't seen it. It's good.
But hearing you
It's on
describe
YouTube.
it, I'm like, is this something that could happen with you guys?
No. If it did, that would be whew.
There's two of his guy friend group. Two of them like to mess with each other, and I could see them pissing each other off too.
No. Yeah, Jody and Eric like to mess with each other.
Oh, yeah.
They have a long history of doing that.
It's hilarious to hear about.
So anyways, I wanted to mention it for that reason. Okay, now my actual honorables. In a Violent Nature.
I had that on here.
Saw it in theaters. It's kind of depends on your preference, I guess, with this one. It can be seen as really slow and boring, or it can be seen as really cool and different and interesting and all of that kind of. So
and the Jason movie you never got.
Yeah, it's like a version of Jason that you haven't seen.
That you wish you could get instead of all the Jason movies that there.
I don't know if I would say it's if this was Friday the 13th, I don't know if I would say it's the best one, but
I would.
It would be up there probably if you put Jason in the role and call it Friday the 13th part 15 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're not going to be happy with this one. Blink Twice.
Nice.
An honorable mention.
Why would you honor that?
I think
it's a good movie.
It's a good movie. It's not like good content, like good behavior. I'm not saying I, admire the things that are happening, but it's
too well
took
done.
a turn to a place where I was like, whoa, okay, now some of this stuff is making sense. It's an honorable because I do feel like some of the behavior of the different characters didn't make sense to me. And then there was some things where it was like, okay, but what about that? Why didn't it happen then? Or, there were some inconsistencies with the rules that they set up in the movie. But it's a heavy one.
Yeah.
The Diddy movie.
Yeah, I love the.
All right, and then this one I really, really wanted to put in my top 10. It was in there. It was really high in there, but then I kept moving it, and it ended up honorables. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2.
Oh man, that didn't make a top 10. Wow.
I know. I was a hater on the first one. Now I'm a believer in the Pooniverse. Starting with this one, and I will tell you guys, you heard it here first. Peter Pan, Neverland Nightmare is even better. Go see that. We're going to be interviewing multiple people who are part of that movie, so look out for those interviews. I am a big supporter of this universe now because of Winnie Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. The acting's better. The story's better. The killers look way better. The kills are over the top, 100% improved. It's just good. It's a cool movie.
If that would have gone on your top 10, it would have gone from the first one being on the worst of and the next one being on the best of.
Yeah, it's quite a turnaround. And like I said, it was like number 3 or 4 at one point. And then I was like, can't get that ridiculous with it because it's, it's still just kind of a silly thing. But okay. You'll Never Find Me. This is one of the first ones from the year. I really, really liked it. A guy in a trailer.
What is it? Oh, okay. So I had it on my list.
I talked about this movie.
I know,
like 30,000 times over the year, and you can never remember
when
I say the name.
But it was on my top 10. It was on when I had 20 on them. Yeah, on there. But it was, and 20. It even stayed in my honorables for a long time, and then I'm like, every time I look at my list, I don't remember what this is. And every time, and then
you can look it up.
You talk about it. I know, but then you talk about it, and I put it back on my list. I'm like, oh, I still don't remember what this is. I took it off again.
Okay. All right.
So just before the episode, I'm like, I have to take this off because I can't remember what this is.
That's fine. It didn't stay with you enough to remember the title.
But when you describe it, I'm like, yes.
Yeah. It needed to have a different title.
I guess so.
The trailer or something. Maybe you'd remember because every time I mention a trailer with a guy, she's like, oh. So maybe that would have helped. Okay. It's about a guy in a trailer. Stormy night, dark and stormy night. And this random woman comes up to the door and wants to come inside to get warm, and she's lost and, needs to use his phone to, get her way back home. And it's probably the heaviest atmosphere of the year.
Oh, wow.
It's like all atmosphere and suspense and paranoia with what are these two characters' motivations? Is there something going on with the guy? Is there something going on with the girl? Why is there this like tension in the atmosphere?
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, no, there's nothing going on here. It's just, whatever.
You get to a point where you're like, is there even a point in this movie? Like,
is anything gonna come of this?
What is this? Why are we watching this?
Yeah.
And
then it pulls you back in.
Yeah.
It has a twist. I'll say that. And it's just one of those good, 2-person casts, one setting type of movies, and I just love those kind of movies. So,
it's really good.
Yeah.
And it just the title just doesn't stick with you.
You'll never
remember
the title.
Yeah. Is it Netflix or Shudder? Okay.
Yeah, it's on Shudder. Shudder had a good year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just getting better and better.
Really good.
Okay, and then my last one is Stream.
Okay.
This one was in my top 10 as well.
Yeah, me too.
And I kept having to move it down. I have seen it twice. It's a lot of fun. Kills are great. The acting is good. Better than, I mean, there's some shaky acting out. I wouldn't say it's
Mhm.
like great acting.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
there are some horror legends in there.
Yeah.
Danielle Harris, David Howard Thornton, Tony Todd, Bill Moseley. Yeah, it's great.
I'm surprised Robert England didn't make an appearance.
Yeah, I know. And I can't think of maybe you know, Joel, if you have looked at this movie. The main guy who's like running the game, he has a
Mhm.
mustache. I think he was the guy that did Rat Race. If you remember that movie, he's like the main guy who was like the rich guy.
Yeah.
What's his name? He doesn't do a lot of movies anymore, but he did this one. And he's like the kind of the main dude.
Huh.
Oh my gosh, I'm
Yeah, you had to go as far back as Rat Race to name him a movie that he's done.
I don't think that was the last movie that he did.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he was in Rat Race. I'm looking at it. And I'm like, I don't see his name on here.
Well,
Let's see
who
him
was
in
he in the in Stream?
He was like the main, like bad guy.
I don't remember the main bad guy's name.
Oh, something
Lockwood?
Combs. Yeah.
Oh,
Jeffrey Combs.
Jeffrey Combs.
Mr.
Yeah.
Lockwood.
Yeah,
He
Jeffrey
was
Combs.
in. I
did really
still know
good.
you did last summer.
Okay.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
He is a big horror, like 80s, like 90s
Yeah.
horror actor.
He did.
He's
He
from
did.
Star Trek.
He did really good in this one. Like being like a game, like
Yeah.
like almost like a game show host, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Stream, definitely go Stream that one. All right, number 1, Katrina.
Numero uno. I wonder what both of yours is.
Terrifier
I'll just
3?
stay together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Terrifier 3.
Terrifier
That was
3.
pretty good. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not like it's my favorite movie of the year or anything. No, it is.
Ah, you
It's my
cheated. It's
number
not your
one.
turn.
I don't know. He said to just say it. So
Yeah. Yeah. Stay
Art the
together.
Clown is my
Yeah.
favorite horror character of like the last 20 years, probably ever since Jigsaw.
Yeah.
I
even like put it down on the list just to like give others a chance of like, okay, da, da, da. And then I'll decide where I'm gonna put Terrifier 3. And I'm like, no,
Yeah,
it's no.
it was my most anticipated, and it's
It was just
Best
so fun. How many times did we see it in the theater? Did we see it 3 times?
I think just twice.
Oh, really? I was thinking
Yeah.
we saw it 3.
I
But
think just twice.
either way, we would have seen it more if it was in longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an okay movie. It's that whole franchise is just like whatever.
Yeah.
At least you have it in your top 3.
I do. I really enjoyed 2 and 3. And if the quality continues, I don't care if it goes up at all. Like if it just continues to be
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
same quality as 2 and 3, it's yeah.
Yeah.
4
I
and
will
5 continue
say
to make the best.
2
franchise.
what I still have 2 as my favorite.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah. I still like 2 better than 3.
I probably do too. I had a lot of emotions towards Art in the third movie.
Yeah. Yeah, you just
A
want
lot
to
more than I did in 2.
Yeah.
Man,
Well, I
he's just
felt
like
I feel like Art kind of took a back seat to the
Well, that's the
to
thing.
the demon girl.
And
What
that's
was
the
her
thing
name?
is-
I can't remember.
Veronica,
Veronica. Yeah.
is
Victoria,
Victoria, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Victoria.
She was freaking scary.
and that's the thing is that's why I like 2 better. I definitely prefer the pale girl
Mm.
over Victoria. And Victoria was just too much for
She
me.
was scary.
Yeah.
I was frightened.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it to be that intense.
Yeah.
I mean, I was expecting the kills to be, but that whole
Yeah.
like third act where they're in the house and like
Yeah.
she's like trying to get oh my gosh, what's her name?
Sierra.
Sierra to like give in,
Yeah.
and like and then you got Art doing his thing, and
Oh my gosh.
that was
Mhm.
rough.
Yeah.
I think him
But
being the
powerful.
taking, yeah, I think him taking a back seat in that scene was what made me want him, because he was just basically torturing and like mocking them as he's torturing people, and it's like
I
he
know.
does that normally, but it's like in this scene in particular, it was like, okay, I need him to die right now. Like it was
Yeah.
too much. Like this is
Yeah, but I felt that even after the first scene.
With the
Like that
kids.
opening
in
scene,
the
Yeah.
opening
I'm
scene.
like,
yeah.
okay, Art's done. Like
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
had enough.
Yeah. Cross the line.
Yeah.
Although I still want to see more.
Yeah, I know. It's your number
Like,
one.
you need to
but, like,
die,
after that first scene,
but
like, no,
we're ready for number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll take a number 5 too.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't want him to go past 5. I think 5 is good for
That's a good
this character.
It's a good number.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's the scariest one out of the 3 to
Mhm.
me. And,
They kind of set up the 4th one in like a scene in the 3rd. I kind of set up her going into hell because there's one moment where she's like looking at, there's like a creature in like armor or something like that, like screaming, and you see it was actually a really good like shot of her like with flames, like not
Yeah.
behind her, but like in front of her, like lighting up her face. Like it's like she's in hell right now. So
yeah,
that's probably
one
where
of
we're
her,
gonna
like,
go.
dreams. Yeah.
Mhm.
It was
Yeah.
like this demon knight who
Yeah.
was like
Mhm.
building her sword.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't like how that looked.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
I am worried.
Yeah.
But
Well, you're kind of
I
worried
think it'll
about
be okay.
this movie.
yeah, I was.
You
You were worried about the direction this one was going to go because
Yeah.
of like the magic sword in the second one and
Yeah.
how she dies, but then she comes back to life. And
Yeah.
so-
I think they're like kind of on that edge where it's like they're still making it to where I can enjoy it even with those little
Mhm.
extra
Mhm.
things that I don't particularly enjoy. I can
Yeah.
still enjoy it. So they're not going too heavy on it,
Mhm.
but I think they might for the next one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but they're tiptoeing around it, so maybe they'll
Yeah,
continue
they're
to do
still
that.
making it enjoyable for
Yeah.
people who like the more grounded.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
look
not
at the
like
original.
Alien Romulus or something.
I mean, look at the original. The fans came from that movie, and that movie
Yeah.
didn't have those things.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Mhm.
lived at the end, but that's just slashers, so
Yeah.
that was expected. But so you gotta kind of stay the course, not get too off track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just make sure to keep the one gal in there. Her
That's the right.
pass the rice. Somebody pass the rice. Oh my god, I love her so much.
Yeah.
Just I want a whole movie of her.
Prequel without art.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I just want like
Absurd
her life
comedy.
story. I
it's,
don't
yeah,
know.
it's just like a drama comedy.
And like the behind the scenes of why she loves rice so much, why she needed that rice. She really needed that rice.
That was a good scene.
Yeah.
That was a great scene.
All right.
All right, Joel.
Number 1 for me. Drum roll, please. I think you guys already know what it is. It is Abigail.
All right.
Oh, you have Abigail on your list.
I was really
Yeah.
concerned because I forgot
Of course
that we
it's
hadn't talked about number 1
No.
yet.
Yeah.
So I was like thinking because then Salem's Lot you had said and the vampire.
Yeah.
movies. I'm like, I don't think you mentioned Abigail.
I mentioned
maybe
2
you
for
forgot.
3. I would never
Or you
forget
didn't
Abigail.
enjoy it as much
I-
as I thought you did.
No, I love this movie. This is the most rewatchable, I think, of the entire list.
Yeah.
I could just rewatch this movie over and over. I've seen it a couple of times since it came, since it's been out, but it's just a lot of fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously. The Radio Silence guys know how to make a horror comedy.
Yeah.
And they're really good at it. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it that hasn't already been said.
Yeah.
Like tonight or like the review that we made for it. So it is a very well made movie that I hope gets sequels, but at the same time, I don't know, you can't change out the actress. You can't change Abigail.
Yeah.
So her getting older in real life is going to be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they did it for Orphan, so maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was going to say earlier, but I couldn't think of the name of Orphan.
Yeah, they're good at not leaning too heavy in the comedy, still keeping the
Just
horror.
enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but just enough to make it a little more fun than a typical horror movie.
Yeah, because you
They're
don't
really
even
good.
necessarily like think of it as like, oh, that was like a horror comedy. Like it's more like that was like a fun horror.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
It's something that is more palatable
Mhm.
to like a wider audience.
Yeah.
But they'll still be like, oh,
Yeah.
if they're not that big of
Oh yeah,
horror
it's
fans.
still an incredibly bloody movie. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they used the exploding a little bit too much in this one. I think one time would have been fine.
With the reflection and the light.
With just exploding bodies, and like 3 people exploded, I think, in this movie.
Oh, there was
I guess
multiple
that's enough.
exploding at different and like throughout. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't just like one.
Oh yeah, her
time.
hand exploded at one point too.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the
But it was like that was what is so fun
It
and
was funny.
But like Ready or Not, it was like it was such a shocker.
Yeah,
And it was like,
Yeah.
what the oh my gosh,
Yeah.
And so for this one, it was like you were kind of like, oh, please do it.
Yeah,
Please
it's
do
like,
it.
oh, here we go.
And so
Yeah.
it was like, I think that it was for the fans of Ready or Not.
Mhm.
Like,
Connection there.
yeah.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
why they're in the same
Hey,
universe.
they're in the same
Yeah.
universe.
They blow up
People
the same.
explode in this universe.
Yeah. This is an explosive universe.
They didn't do that in Scream 5, so people don't explode in Scream 5. So,
Yeah, no. Different universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it Scream 5 that like nobody even dies?
6.
Oh,
No,
six.
6.
Yeah. Oh my
Same
God.
people, same guys,
Scream
though. but,
6.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Scream 6.
Screw six.
No, they killed off a beloved character in Scream 5.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dewey.
do we?
Yeah. One of the 3.
No.
Oh my gosh. Scream 5 was so good.
Yeah.
After we just talked about them killing off Dewey. It's
It was still good.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah.
somebody had to go. I mean, I didn't want it to be him. Well,
I
no,
know.
I mean, out of the 3,
Out of the 3.
it was brand new.
I know. Courtney should have gone.
Yeah, that's who should have gone.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Oh, it's a wrap.
Guess what?
Hold on.
Oh.
Look out. Look out for our anticipated episode for the 2025 horror films that are coming. There is quite a bit, and there's a lot to discuss. So make sure to look out for that episode because it's coming soon. Look out for our Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare interviews. And I think we should do a separate review for that movie so that we can give more of our in-depth thoughts and not just what we talk about in the interviews. So,
Okay.
yeah, so look out for all that coming soon.
This has been Scare Talk.
Sleep tights.
Don't let Abigail bite.
Yeah.
She is a vampire. So.
She is.